Hey guys, sorry I'm not there today. Some things came up, but I'm going to go through this finding volume of cones. You do need your STEMscope student workbook. Not really sure the page number. I know the last time we were working on page like 159, so it's going to be about 163, 164, or 165. I would assume it's somewhere around there. You're just going to find the one that's talking about the volume of cones, okay? So going back, this is the formula for finding volume of cones. V equals 1/3 big B H. Remember, big B stands for the shape of the base. In this case, the shape of the base of a cone, that's still a circle. So we replace that. The big B is the area of the base, so the area of a circle is pi r squared. So that's why you see both of those in red, because what I'm doing is taking this big B and replacing it with that pi r squared. And then, of course, the H stands for the height. Okay, so in your Schoology folder, you're going to find the cards that you need to solve these problems. But look at this first one. It says a sample cone has a height of 2 centimeters and a radius of 1 centimeter. So let me get my pen down here. Here we go. Okay, so using this formula, 1/3 times pi, I'm going to replace the r, which stands for radius, right here, radius 1 squared times my height, and my height is 2. Okay, so I have that now, and I'm going to put that into the calculator. So 1/3 pi, pi 1 squared times 2. And I get that answer of 2.09. Now I'm going to round to the hundredths place. Remember, the hundredths place is 2 places after the decimal point. I'm going to look at the number next to it. That 4 is going to tell that 9 to stay the same. So 2.09 would be our answer for the volume of this cone. So in this case, volume equals 2.09 using this equation. I know that went away. Okay, so it's really just like finding the volume of a cylinder. The only difference is that 1/3 in the front. And I have a really cool video that shows the relationship between cylinders and cones, and I'll try to find it. If I do, I'll add it into your Schoology folder. If not, I'll show it to you when I get back. But essentially what it is here's your cone. If I were to draw another cone here and add another cone here, right, that would be 3 cones, and that would be the shape of a cylinder. It would make the shape of a cylinder. So, I know my drawing's really bad, but that's really what it is it takes 3 cones to make up one cylinder with the same dimensions. Okay? Okay, so let's look at the next example. I'm gonna erase that for you, right? A second to erase all that. Okay, so the second one, it says it's a medium cone. And again, all these cards are in your Schoology folder. Okay, so using the same formula, 1/3 big B h, or 1/3 pi r squared h. Here's my picture. It says that it has a diameter, or it's 8 centimeters tall with a diameter of 14 centimeters. But remember, in this formula, I don't need the diameter, I need the radius. So, in order to find the radius when I have a diameter, remember diameter goes all the way across, and the radius stops in the middle, so radius is half of this. So 14, I'm going to divide it by 2, and I get a radius of 7. Okay, so now I can start plugging it into this formula. So V equals 1/3 times pi times 7 squared times a height of 8. Now, I'm going to give you a minute to write that down, because you know if I'm writing, you better be writing, and I'm writing here. Okay. So, once again, you're going to put this into your calculator. So, I'm going to put 1/3 times pi times 7 squared, because 7 was our radius, times our height of 8, and I get an answer of 410.50. Again, I'm rounding to that hundredths place, and that 1 tells me the 0 stays the same. So 410.50. Our volume was 410.50. Okay. So we did a problem where it gave you the height and the radius. We just did a problem where it gave you the height and the diameter. Now we're going to look at our last problem, our last example. Wish there was a faster way to do this. I'm sure there is, but Miss Mead cannot remember how to use this video stuff right now. So we'll just do it like this. Okay. Now, this one, it says, each cone has a radius of 3 centimeters, and it has a volume of 37.68 centimeters. What is the height of the cone? So in this one, it doesn't give us the height, but we know everything else, so we can solve this. Okay, so I'm going to follow and fill in everything I do know. I know the V, I know the volume is 37.68 equals 1/3 pi. My radius is a 3 squared h. Okay, so I'm going to start working a little bit backwards on this. Okay, well, actually, I can solve this right here. 1/3 pi 3 squared. Okay, and now I'm going to take this over to the calculator, and I'm going to lose this, so I'm going to have to rewrite it when we do this again. Okay, so 1/3 pi 3 squared. So let's do that. 1/3 pi, pi 3 squared. Okay, so when we solve that, we get an answer of 9.42. We'll just write it like this. Let's see. 37.68, that was our volume, equals 9.42. I lost it again. Let's see. 9.42. Okay. 37.68 equals 9.42 H. We don't know how much that H is, but we know how to solve problems like this. When we have an equal sign, that means we've got something on both sides and we're solving for this letter. So 9.42H, that's a multiplication problem. We're going to do the inverse, so I'm going to divide by 9.42. And since I did it here, I have to do it on this side. So remember, we have to balance. Okay, that crosses off. So my height equals, so 37.68 divided by 9.42. Okay, so we're going to divide 37.68 divided by 9.42. Okay, 37.68 divided by 9.42. Look at that. We get a height of 4. So in this case, H equals 4. And if I wanted to check it, I could put that in with the radius and make sure that it matches this volume. Okay. So those are 3 different problems. You're not going to be doing all of these types in the next 3. You are going to work on the next 3 problems on your own in your workbook. And then you do have an exit ticket in Schoology. However, if you've made it to the end of this video, then lucky you, because just like with cylinders, in your calculator, you can put the formula in there, right? 1/3 pi r squared h. And then you can put your r equals and your h equals. And you could put in, just like we did with our problem, where our radius was 7 and our height was 8. And we get the answer right there. So don't forget to use this as you're going through your problems, because here's the formula, but you have to know your radius and your height. Make sure if it says diameter that you divide that by 2 to get your radius, okay? So you're going to do the next 3 problems in your workbook, and then you will do the exit ticket, okay? You guys, be good for the sub, please. I'm sorry I'm out. I'll explain everything when I get back. I should be there on Wednesday to see you. Okay, bye.